Hey, everybody. Neal Brennan here.
Hi, it's your boy Moshe, and I'm excited about this episode of The Champs.
Guys, you want to ready for some dates, guys? Let's fucking do dates. Everybody loves dates. It's why you tune into The Champs. Find out where we're going to be, when we're going to be there. Neal Brennan is going to be next week in Miami, May 2nd through 5, Miami Improv. Come fuck with me. And then June 13th, going to be in Philly at Johnny Brenda's. Tickets are on sale now. Go fuck with that, Philly. Let's sell that motherfucker out. And then June 14th, 15th, I'm going to be in Arlington, Virginia at the Arlington Draft House. Come fuck with me there.
What's happening? It's Moshe Kasher coming to you live, but not live because we've already recorded this. Next weekend, May 2 through 5, I will be at the Washington, D.C. Improv. Very excited. Please come out. And then I'll be on the road with Aziz for the rest of the month of May. And then in June, I'll be in Chicago at the Just for Laughs Festival. And I will be in Edmonton, Canada, late in June, on June the 28th, as a part of a comedy festival there. So go to moshekasher.com for all of those dates and all of those needs. Also, get a t-shirt. Go to Champs, thebluecollardistro.com/The Champs, and buy a t-shirt. It's the way to express your solidarity with the Champs community. And I know you're excited about that. And now our guest will tell you his dates.
Boom, it's Godfrey. Check it out. I will be at Winnipeg, Rumors at Winnipeg, Canada. So all you Canadians out there, or all you Americans that have a passport and are right above.
And don't have shit to do.
And don't have a damn thing to do. Come to a mall. Walk on the in the underground walkways.
Fuck with them all.
And fuck Rumors. Also, DC Improv in May. I should be after you. All you have to do is look at my headshot right after yours.
Figure out who's
coming
who.
soon posters. And I got the DC Improv this month. Look at my website, godfreycomedian.com. You know what I mean?
Fuck with it. Let's start
Fuck
the
with it.
episode.
Yeah.
A greater one. Or equally as
We
great.
don't know that.
We don't know yet. We'll figure it out.
Earn
almost
this,
instantly.
Godfrey.
I'll try.
You got to
and
earn
it.
this.
I'll try
Our
and
guest
earn it.
this week, folks, we're at the Austin Moon Tower Comedy Festival. We're in a hotel room. We got new equipment. It's very exciting for us. There's no Doug still, but look, don't blame us, right,
Doug
Neal?
quit.
Doug quit.
He quit. He
we
straight
love
up
Doug.
quit.
Who's Doug?
Doug was our co-host who did sound effects, and it was polarizing, but the people that liked the sound effects loved him. We loved him.
He just did stuff with his mouth.
No, he would
Yeah, it was
just
Michael
drop
Winslow.
in like funny sound effects.
No,
Really?
but listen, it's us now. It's Neal. It's Moshe.
like that.
And our guest this week, you might
You know
have
what
just
that
heard
was,
him
right?
do a
That was
cat
Michael
noise.
Winslow.
That was actually a Jetson ship
Yep,
drive-by.
that is correct.
Ladies and gentlemen, you might know our next guest from appearances on the movies Soul Plane.
Yep.
Soul Plane. I was the main guy with Snoop Dogg, which was cool.
Zoolander.
Zoolander. Oh, wait. What else? Louis C.K. show, first 2 seasons.
Louis,
Yeah.
his hour special on Comedy Central
Comedy
called
Central.
Black by Accident.
Yes.
Ladies
Very
and
good.
gentlemen, it's Godfrey.
Yeah.
Yo, what's up?
Yes,
I like the
yes.
thank you.
Yes.
I like that.
Yes.
Little clap.
Yeah.
The one
Very good.
clap.
Yeah.
One
That was
little
hot.
clap,
Yeah.
man. Now, folks, we're going to let you in on a secret. We already recorded about 10 minutes of an episode that we didn't record. And
New
there was-
equipment, guys.
New equipment, we're
Working
getting used
out
to it.
The glitches.
We're
Right.
not perfect.
Working
But
it out.
what we talked about was this. We'll try to recreate it.
Should we try to recreate it?
I mean,
really
basically
do.
we were talking about Brazil.
Right.
And then I said something. Do you remember when Patrice and Norton went on their sex tour of Brazil?
Yes.
And then you brought up the fact that that was actually your idea.
I was
They were
first.
biting your style.
Not biting it, but I kind of said, you guys need to go to Brazil. Because I brought footage. This is before my girlfriend now.
Sure.
I brought footage.
We've all got demons.
I brought, and I brought footage of girls doing the samba butt naked in our apartment. And because my buddy Morocco, he would always go to Brazil. He was married and he was going to that shit, recording himself just.
And did his
banging.
girl know he was?
I
up
have
to
no
good?
idea, but your girl will know something and won't let you know she knows.
Right.
So I was
Yeah,
like,
if you ask her to speak to you in Portuguese while she's fucking you, she'll know you were in Brazil.
right.
But she won't
So I
let
don't.
you know,
He said he hid all his stuff. I'm like, I believe every chick finds out some shit. They just don't. They'll just sit there and not tell you.
Right.
But he. I went with him, and it's just, man.
It was real.
Yeah,
It was real
it's crazy.
shit.
It's crazy sex
now
out there.
what? Now you went down there just knowing, like, okay, I'm gonna bang a lot.
Well, I didn't. I went in there not. You know what's really funny is I ended up kind of banging the chick that was actually like renting out the apartments. She was American, so she was living there.
Oh, that's hilarious. So you went down there for like some freaks, and you just ended up with some girl you would have met
But
in
we
Cleveland?
messed around with like some Brazilian girls, but I messed around with the girl that was renting out the apartment.
How did you find the apartment?
Well, there was a guy that my friend keeps in touch with. This is black dude from Washington D.C. He's been in Brazil for 20 years.
Right.
He went there for a vacation and never came back.
He went there. He caught that AIDS. He never came back.
He never came back, and he has a Brazilian wife. He goes, yeah, I came and I never came back. I got all my stuff, and I just come to America every once in a while. He speaks Portuguese and everything, and he rents out. His name's John. Rents out apartments for
American
festivals. Yeah.
You a sex
and
tourist?
you get it for cheap, man, and you're just in there like, boom, all right. You go and you party till 6 a.m. And then you know what I did? I signed up for a judo class.
I guess it is Brilliant.
And
Jiu-jitsu?
Across the street, I studied. There was a guy I met, this guy named Teddy from Atlanta. He's a martial artist, and I was studying Hapkido in New York. I've studied for 10 years, and so he was a Taekwondo champion, dude. And he goes, "Hey man, there's a school across the street from our apartment." I said, "Really?" So I signed up for a week, but it was the dumbest thing I ever did because I bought the uniform, whatever.
You bought a uniform?
Dude, the money's it's so cheap there. I bought a uniform, met the dude. His name was Fabricio. He was Team Fabricio. And then every 7 o'clock in the morning, these son of a bitches would knock on my fucking door, and I'm coming from a party like, oh shit, you're coming in my apartment, coming at 7 a.m.
Hey, it's Fabricio.
Yes.
Get up, motherfucker.
Yes, no,
to teach
they're
you-
knocking on the
Is
door
that
like
part of the class? Is
no,
they
they
come and get you?
They wake up and go, Godfrey, time for jiu-jitsu. Time to go for jiu-jitsu. Time to
And would you go?
I would go. I'd be tired as shit, but I'd
Hilarious.
go in that hot ass fucking school.
Did you throw up?
No, I didn't.
Basically, you spent your whole trip in Brazil just rubbing on various gendered Brazilians,
Ru-
right? By night it would be women.
Yeah,
by
just
day it would
grinding
be
You
on
know
men.
what was
men and
hilarious though? The guy would be like, I can tell his English terrible. He go, I know where good hooks are. Good hooks. Hookers.
Yeah.
He called them hooks. You got to get good hooks. I can help you good.
This is
good
very
hooks.
different than
You
Mr.
feel
Miyagi.
like-
He's teaching you how to fuck people up and show you good hooks.
That
This
is a
is
Brazilian Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah. Fuck down. Fuck down.
This is the word they use, isu, when they go, that's right. Because when you would kick the bag,
That
like,
actually sounds good.
isu.
Yeah.
So I would say isu all day.
And would the
Isu.
women say isu isu to you at night?
Well, no.
That's
Oh,
right.
it's gostoso.
Did you feel bad, basically, dealing with what amounts to sex slaves?
I would say they're not
I
sex
got-
slaves
I got
in
a-
Brazil.
I got a little grossed out, you know. I got a little grossed out. Like sometimes you just like, okay, this is too much, you know.
Did you feel bad for them, or was it one of those things you instantly justify it in your head?
I
where
sometimes
you're like,
felt
"Meh."
a little bad, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes I felt a little bad because they were just like, there were girls that were 17. I mean, they were just coming because they're like Americans and money.
Wait,
and
but what is it
then
that-
you're like,
What is it that makes you think that they're sex slaves in Brazil?
Well,
as
I
opposed to
feel like
anywhere
any
else?
kind of prostitute is a sex slave.
Well, okay, so this is an interesting discussion we can have because
Yeah.
there's a lot of the current iteration of sex workers are these like sex positive women who are saying that for us to assume some sort of negative psychological connotation is like misogynistic.
Right, but I think that
in
you're
essence.
assuming you're taking a very narrow Bay Area. It's 99% sexual slavery.
I hear you, and
Yeah.
I don't disagree with you, but
Yeah.
I'm saying that the what they're saying currently, we can discuss
Yeah.
this, is that sex work in general is, like they say, the oldest profession, and
Yeah.
that in general, for us to assume negative psychological motivation is just us being piggish men.
Right, but
Discuss.
I'm saying I don't want to discuss the 1% because I think that lets the filth off. Because it's like, well, there's a lady with a blog who said it's sex positive. So therefore, but I'm saying it's mostly sex slavery, and it's hard to justify. Look, have I done some things? Who knows?
I hear what you're saying. I'm saying I actually think that it's probably more negative in America than it is in most other countries.
Yeah,
because
most other
in America, because the socioeconomic stuff is so gangbusters that you have to be a drug addict. And not you don't have to be, but you're more likely to be a drug addict to do that as a source of income. But I know that like in Thailand, somebody was telling me in Thailand, like prostitution is so normative that it's not even really seen as like gross. It's like part of the way. It's like a third kind of relationship. Like a prostitute will come up to you, you're a tourist, and they come up to you and they're like, oh, hi, honey, let's go out for the week. And then you go fuck some other hooker, and that prostitute will be like mad and jealous and angry at you for fucking another hooker.
I think that you're cherry picking info. I think it's mostly sex slavery. You know what I mean? I think you're going like, no, but I heard. Yeah, you heard from a guy who wants to fuck prostitutes.
No,
it's
like
true. It's fine.
That's actually not true.
And people at and the animals at the zoo want to be there, right?
No, I mean it's not true. The person that was telling me is a married guy that doesn't fuck with prostitutes. That was just saying that specifically with Thailand, the relationship with prostitution is a completely different mindset than it is here.
Well, I think because you're supposed to usually hire them for they want to be your slave. They want to clean your house. There's a relationship because there's money involved. They want to get paid.
Right.
And you're fucking up, and someone is fucking up their money. That's why they get mad, because they're trying to get money, dude. They don't give a fuck about anything else. They're trying to get paid.
No, I hear what you're saying. I'm saying that the in Thailand, this is what I hear. That the you can go and fuck up a prostitute in a brothel and never see that person again. But then there's this other thing, which is I'm going to be your girlfriend for the time that you're in Thailand. Which is, you can't even find that prostitute in America. That doesn't exist.
No.
Someone's like, hey, honey, I made you some spaghetti. You're like, you're a prostitute.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want no prostitute spaghetti.
But anyway, if you're in Thailand, I want red curry. I want some red curry. I want some red curry.
I
want some homemade red curry.
Hey, girl, you want to put some on the stove now? You go ahead and do that, because Daddy's coming.
Yeah. You need
Daddy's
some sticky rice.
We didn't announce the dates on here, but June 4th through 8th, Godfrey will be in Thailand.
Or in Amsterdam. Those people, they do full testing, drug testing, STD testing, and they're more empowered. So I think it's a little bit myopic to say every prostitute is.
I'm not saying every. I'm saying the line. I'm saying 99% of world prostitution is coerced and based on something negative.
If you use a listener and use a sexpert, get at us.
Get at us. Get at us. Email the champs at gmail.com is the name of the address.
I was talking. What was I talking about? We were talking about and which is I think it's good to bring it up here.
We'll be the judge of that.
No, this is what I was talking about. How I'm really happy that Louis C.K. is everywhere. I said I'm really happy about that. You know why? Because he's no flash in the pan, and he's like a representative of dudes that fucking put their work in.
Yeah.
And he's a real comic, and I'm like, there's no gimmicks. There's no like, when you look at him, you don't go, oh fuck that shit. It's like, yeah. You're just like, yeah. But this fucker
that's fair.
is like the construction worker that fucking hammered each brick in, and you're like, yeah. And I said it's almost like a relief.
Yeah, that's possible.
Because a lot of flash in the pan dudes have been the ones we've been seeing left and right.
Yeah.
Gimmicky kind of guys. I'm not naming anybody.
Right.
But I'm like, yay, and I go, that's a good thing, but it's rare for some reason. But then you got people who are a certain level because they're good networkers.
So you're tying this into prostitution because the good networkers, would you call hoe-ass motherfuckers?
Some hoes?
Some hoe-ass.
Or
is this business about good networking? Would you agree with that?
Well, no, that's what Moshe we were talking about before you got here.
Yeah.
Which is, and this is what we'll just talk about. Mm-hmm. Why are you not more famous?
Yeah, that's so funny. Well,
funny.
Guys like Brennan will have a show and won't put me on.
Right, it's Brennan's fault, man.
I'm trying to remember if there was anything you could have played on Brennan's show. But Dave had his own.
Well, Dave hated me at that time.
Yeah.
But I didn't. But he apologized.
No, you had nothing to do with it.
I had nothing to do with it, and I was like, he apologized to me.
Why did Dave hate you?
No, he just thought somebody broken his car, and I was like,
Dave can be a little paranoid sometimes.
He thought you broke into
He was
his
like,
car?
man,
He thought
he's
him
like,
and Artie-
Godfrey, I think it was you and Artie. Ow!
Yeah, he thought Godfrey and
Artie
Artie
Fuqua
broke his window.
Broke
To fuck with him?
to steal
yeah,
something.
to like
to
just
actually
fuck with
come
his
up.
head.
yeah.
In 1999, 2000.
It was like 2000, and I remember the day because I gave Dave a card when his father passed away, a condolence card. Dave was my friend, you know, and he said, I think you guys stole when it broke in my car. I thought he was joking with me. I was laughing. I was like, what are you talking about? Yeah, no, for real. You motherfuckers, da-da-da-da. And I said, Artie, he thinks we stole something. And Artie goes, what? And you know, Artie, if people don't know, Artie Fuqua has a temper.
Right.
He has a temper, and we walk over to the Boston Comedy Club, and Artie, you know how he walks.
Yeah.
He goes, no, let's go over there. Fuck that. Let's go over there. We go over there. So it's Dave, Wanda Sykes, Keith Robinson. They're all standing there.
Right.
And Artie's like, hey man, I heard you said I was I broke into your car. Dave's like, yeah, you better watch your back. He goes, motherfucker, you better watch your back. He goes, Dave, I'm crazy. That shit was so funny. Artie goes, I'm fucking crazy, dude. Jersey, I got fucked up cousin. I said, man, no, I'm not the one. That's seriously, I'm not the fucking one. And Wanda's like, yo, chill out. And you know, Keith's like, yo, man,
Hey,
wait, what
man,
the
this
hell's
ain't got
going
shit to
on
do
here?
with that.
And I didn't know Artie's temper was like that
Yeah.
until I saw that. And I've seen Artie yell at cops too, which is fucking bananas. Artie's like, you ain't fucking touch him. I'm like,
The black guys and Italians will yell at cops, and it's the best.
Well, white people will yell at cops too because
No,
they get away
white
with it.
people will yell in a different way. Black people will and Italians will straight up yell insults when their friend is being arrested.
You know
Be
what
like,
else?
Bitch ass. The best illustrations in Goodfellas. You can hear it. They mix it real low in all the arrest scenes. You're like, cocksucker, fucking coward.
You know what else? People in Australia will talk to the cops like they're little bitches because the power dynamic is different in Australia.
Wow.
So they'll just be like, can I get, license and registration? And they'll just be like, license and registration. Like they just don't care. It's so weird.
so why am I not famous enough? Well, I had a conversation.
Dave held you back because you broke into Dave's car.
That and a lot of people say that. You know, I said a lot of people say that. Why am I not famous enough? I get it on like my video things. You're so underrated. And I go, maybe I fucked up. Maybe I pissed somebody off. Maybe I'm off-putting. Maybe I'm obnoxious. I don't know.
Does it make you upset? The level that you are or are not at?
No,
Does that bother you in some way?
I think everybody you always want to grow. You always want to get to the next level. I know people that want to be in my position that are like, God, I wish I got that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, when I go to an improv and I'm cool with like some of the improv managers, we hang out. And when I got to hear that they signed a 6-figure check for some whack comic, I go,
Right.
that gets me so angry because I go, and then they'll go, wow, you're one of the best comics.
Yeah.
It's like not even a comparison ability wise.
Yeah, you kill really hard.
But they give you.
You're like a Black Dahlia. For real.
I do this for 1
You do
hour.
voices for an hour.
I do.
But no, you're like a Black Dahlia. Where
but
you just fucking destroy.
but I
no.
destroy.
More like Dalia's like a black comic.
No,
Because
but
but I have-
but
but
Dalia
my-
doesn't wigger it up though.
No, I
doesn't,
know. I'm
he
just
doesn't.
saying.
But my material.
Dalia kills like a black dude. It's not vice versa.
But the thing that's good. The thing.
I think I finally made a point Neal agrees with.
But
his
I
face
don't
this
think-
is so exciting.
But
This is
no,
exciting.
you're implying that black guys have the monopoly on a certain kind of killing.
I mean, and
But,
they do.
but you know what? I'm not killing off of. I can honestly say I have good material. I do really, and I'll go to text. I'll do like really edgy racial shit, and I'll be ripping with that shit.
Right.
And it's not. I don't do really sex jokes. I'm not that kind of dude. I'm edgy, but I'm proud of my material because it's caught up to my energy. Because there was a time where I was like, me and Robert Kelly were the same kind of guys. We just had personality and physicality.
Right.
Now Robert, which is ironic, he's heavier, so he doesn't
Yeah.
move around a lot. So he's really coming from the head now.
what do you think?
What's up?
What do you think is more important, material or persona?
Both.
Both. What do
Yeah.
you think,
Both.
I mean, I came at it from a material point of view,
Right.
But
and the thing I've had to work on is performance.
Right.
Not
Yeah.
even persona so much as like
I'm sort of
how
lumping
to-
those two
because
things in.
persona, listen, man. People gotta like you, man.
Right.
People
Yeah.
have to like you, and you can. And there's comics with some bullshit acts, but people are like, oh man, they like the person, and once they like you, you can say whatever the fuck you want, man. It's persona, dude. They gotta like you. It's like the business. There's guys that I know. There's like many famous people. I know a few really famous people that I hang out with. And I know they do some shitty ass movies, man.
Yeah.
And they get movies left and right
keep
because
going.
people like them.
Yeah.
They just like them. They're just good people. I think that's really what comics, when someone likes you,
Yeah.
because like Stephen Wright, that motherfucker, but who doesn't love Stephen Wright?
No, but Stephen Wright's the best example because to me, I always say like, there's nothing more boring to me than a motherfucker standing on stage telling jokes, just
Right.
a bunch of jokes.
Right.
But Stephen Wright, theoretically, is just telling jokes, but he's not. He's got this whole dead.
this energy,
he is persona. Yeah.
But there's energetic dudes that are whack.
Hell yeah.
That
I
are
think
like-
there's a way better chance of there's a better chance of being whack if you're high energy than if you're low energy.
That might
I think
be
you
true.
can be whack,
Yeah.
but if you're whack and low energy, chances are you're writing jokes and there's something to that. Whereas
Right.
you can be high energy,
energy and be
getting
whack.
laughs off of garbage, and that's unforgivable.
It's scary. No, it's true. It's like if you're an over profane comic and you're whack, it's terrible. If you're
an over
if you're really
clean
clean comic, it's horrible.
Horrible.
It's like watching Christian rock. It's
Yep.
just
Yeah.
not. It's no. You can't do a solo for
Because
God.
you can also feel them patting themselves on the back.
Oh yeah.
So I went to the dadgum grocery store and they want to say guy and they like pat themselves on the back like, see guys, I could have cursed there, but I care about
there's
Jesus
nothing.
too much.
There's no. Everything's equal.
Right.
How funny are you and how original are you? Because there's blue motherfuckers that are the most boring, hacky bullshit. Then
right.
there's clean motherfucker, and then there's Seinfeld, and then
and
there's
that's an example
Doug
of having
Stanhope,
persona. The persona and it's just persona is important, man. It just is, and it's different types of persona. You want to be a dude like me. I'm a very conversational comic. I'm very conversational. So my thing is, I want to be having a conversation with people where people are like, yeah, hell yeah. Like
I want to go to Brazil and get AIDS.
I'm literally just talking to these cats. Like, boom, I can talk about anything, and I'm telling you, and that's the true test to me of a comic is when you're on the road and you do the shit you like, and motherfuckers are like, yep.
Yeah.
Hell fucking yeah. And you're not going, because even in Utah, when I perform in Utah, people are like, but it's Mormon. I go, I don't give, once you're in that room,
Yeah.
That's my
all
room.
that shit's out the door, man.
Yeah.
All your fucking stereotypes of your state have nothing to do with the
The
fucking
individuals, yeah.
obviously these people are a different mindset.
Right.
So when I come in and I do some heavy racial shit or whatever the fuck how I feel, and people are like, yeah, but they're coming at you like this. I'm talking about hillbillies, hicks, black, white. They're like, yo, man, that shit, that's what's up.
Yeah.
Even the hick will say, that's what's up,
Fuck
dog.
yeah. I've had
Hey,
guys
dog.
go like this, man, I've seen a lot of comedy, man. You fucking kill that shit. Because it's like it's persona. They go, I know where this dude's coming from a good place. This
Yeah.
motherfucker's man to man shit. It's serious. That's I think persona is very important. So
How old were you when you lost your virginity?
ooh, I was 16.
You grew up in Chicago, right?
Yeah.
In shitty Chicago?
No, I did blue collar Chicago, North Side, Wrigley, around Wrigley Field, right, uptown. Like
Your parents
Nigerian,
straight up Nigerian.
Yep.
You ever done the
100%.
money dance?
Yeah, how you know? About
I know
that?
about the money
You know
dance,
about the
man.
money in weddings and
Yeah,
shit.
I've been to a Nigerian wedding in my day.
Awesome. Give me some, boy.
Is that like a sex thing? A
No,
Nigerian wedding?
No, I'm
No.
a Jew. We invented the money dance. I'm
You
playing.
you sure
Oh.
did. Listen, the money dance is when you are married. The bride and groom goes into the middle and they dance, and people bless them with money on the forehead.
Got it.
Money on the
And they
forehead.
pin
money on
all
the
this
forehead.
money. And by the
Yeah.
time the bride's done, she's just covered in money.
Money. It's
Oh,
just
that's
money,
nice.
money, and you pick up all that money, and it could be. It's awesome. Yeah.
A lot of money.
Yeah.
You never been
and-
married?
No. Never.
All right. So parents.
I have a
and then
girlfriend 7 years, but
You were a smart kid.
I was pretty smart. Yeah.
Did you go to white schools?
Yes, I did.
All right.
I went
very
to-
good.
You don't have to give me the look anymore, Neil.
I have a theory.
I went
Let
with
me know if you
and
back
lots
this
of
up.
Asians too.
I have a theory that black dudes that go to white schools
Mm-hmm.
and spend time with white people growing up are better off in life.
I think that
Everyone has agreed with me except Hannibal, who didn't want to.
He didn't want to agree.
He just didn't
By
want
the
to
way,
agree.
stopped having this argument with you like
Yeah,
6
no, I
or
know,
7
but
months
I-
ago.
no argu-
but
I'm
every
Irish,
time
so
you
no
make the
arguments
point, he
ever
looks at
over.
me like, motherfucker.
I think it depends because you have like I went to school, Lane Tech High School, which was #1. It was a public school. I was in Catholic school for years. Then I went to this public school, which was the shit. It was a smart school. I went, and it was the majority white, but it was black, Spanish. It was mixed. I always liked mixed schools. My grade school was very mixed, but one high school I went to was very white and it was very racist. And then I transferred. Then I went to University of Illinois,
Right.
which is majority white, 40,800 black students. Boom. But my father always believed that he never believed in that whole black college thing. He goes, that's not reality.
Right.
That's not real life. It's not. But I know people who went to black colleges that are doing very well.
I think black colleges
are amazing.
Very good. I think,
But there are
white
reasons for that.
grades, I'd say white grade school, black college.
White
That's
grade,
what I say.
this is the Neal Brennan
White grade
School of
school,
Life.
mixed high school. This is the Neal Brennan curriculum.
Right.
Mulatto
Black
High
college.
School.
Start real white. First grade, as many
Right.
albinos
Lily
as you
White.
can get.
Yeah. Lily White.
Okay, so you
First
went.
grade Germany.
but
Wait,
I-
I got a question.
Yeah.
Do you remember, does anything stick out in your mind as the most racist thing that's ever happened to you?
Yes, got called nigger in class.
By
By
the
who?
teacher.
By this white dude. I remember this white dude, and he called me the N-word, and he was with his friend. I was by myself.
Right.
And I remember Larry Buhai, this Asian dude, they called him a chink. And Larry was like, man, they're just playing. I go,
How
what?
old were you?
That's
I was
the
like
worst.
15,
That's
man.
the worst. Have you ever encountered a group? I've seen this again and again. There'll be
Yeah.
a group of white dudes with one Asian friend, and the whole
Yeah.
humor is chink chink chink.
Yeah.
Our Asian friend. Oh, ninja star.
Yeah,
ninja
yeah,
star.
they would-
like, and the Asian dude is laughing the
He's
hardest.
laughing
Yeah.
the hardest. And I was like this. Are you out of your fucking mind? At
He's
15.
an uncle. What would the
Right. I was
Asian be?
15.
The uncle. He's an Uncle Kim. He's an Uncle.
I think
Tom Yum. He's
Tom
an
Yum
uncle,
guy?
Tom Yum Kai.
Tom Yum.
That's a horrible joke.
It stinks.
It
Yo,
stinks, but it's got an integrity to it. An Uncle
doesn't
Tom
stink
Yum. An
badly
Uncle Tom
enough to
Yum.
not
But
say it.
when you said that, like me, like as a comic,
But I wouldn't say like were you not a big dude then?
big
Because
guy?
you're physically.
No, but I was leaner. I was not really big. I was like, I played baseball. See, I played baseball for a long time. And then when I got to I transferred to other school. I was in track and field, and then I played senior.
you
year, I
ran
played
track?
football. What?
You ran track?
I ran track. I did the hurdles and all that shit. And then I.
That's another joke on
It's
the
an
show.
inside
Or
joke,
have you
but
ever
we
heard black
appreciate it.
guys pick up girls by saying you run track?
No.
I just heard.
In
I
high
heard
school,
Tracy,
you ran
Yeah,
track.
no, but Tracy be rolling up on girls like, "Oh, you ran track before?
yeah, you get
You ran track?
You got them track haunches.
Yo, it's like I'm a sprinter. Yo,
Yeah.
I do the
Oh,
4x100.
You do the hurdles, ma?
I'm anchor leg.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You anchor leg? No, but I think when you ask me, does this benefit black dudes? I always think, and this is my opinion, like I think Hollywood is kind of like still in the 30s as far as racial shit is concerned. The White House is more progressive than Hollywood because there's still a lot of cooning with black people. And then I think as a comic, if you're black and you're kind of smart, it's like it takes longer. It's taken me longer because I actually can think and I actually feel equal. When you.
But I think with I would agree with you about
I think
Hollywood. I would
it's.
disagree with you about stand-up.
You think? I mean,
Because I think
love that-
mostly guys like Dave,
Well, Dave's
and
smart.
Hannibal and
Hannibal's
Chris
smart.
and these guys that
Chris
are
is
like brilliant,
awesome.
arguably
Yeah.
brilliant guys, are the most successful guys.
Those are because they cross over.
Because they like white.
black
Because I think
to
it
white.
flatters white people where they get to have a black comic, but
Right.
he's so smart.
No,
Well, I
there's
don't know.
this
I
kind
think
of.
they'd rather have the dumber ones that make it more because that's.
Well, what
I disagree with you.
What
'cause I
black
had this
comic?
Oh,
conversation.
you can disagree. Yeah.
What
Yeah.
what black comic? Oh, you can't say a name, but I'm just saying no one's ever really gone
What do you mean?
mainstream. I guess
Well, made it big. When you make it big, you go mainstream because people know you.
right.
And there's
I
a
guess
lot
maybe
of.
Martin.
I think white people would rather work with Dave and Chris than the Kings of Comedy.
I don't know.
I don't think white
Steve
people,
Harvey
dude.
gets-
I don't think
Steve Harvey
again,
hosts
but I
everything.
don't think
Cedric.
there's not a white person on earth who would have produced that tour. Do you know what I mean? Like it took what's his name, Walter Lathan, to produce the.
Well, they
the
probably
Kings
didn't
of
know
Comedy
how it
tour.
was going to do.
That's what I mean. I had this conversation with my agent because I have a movie idea for Kev Hart, and I was like, does he not just have a ton of movies? And my agent goes, they're just racist. What I realized is white people don't think, or I'm sorry, Hollywood people
Yeah.
don't think black dollars count. They don't think old dollars count. They don't think Southern dollars count. So because there is no cocktail party cachet to saying like I'm working with Kevin Hart. If you say I'm working with George Clooney, even though Kevin Hart's way bigger box office than George Clooney,
right?
It's like, ooh, George. It's like that cocktail party shit. White people actually believe that black dollar are like dirty.
No,
like
I mean I don't think it's.
dollars.
I think you're
honestly like
I
they'd
think you're-
rather like it's like this low level.
You're overstating. I don't think they're.
I am, but I think there's some.
I
No,
think
I think
there's
you're
some
right.
truth to that.
No, I think he's right.
Yeah.
I just don't. No one's doing it. They're not even doing it consciously. I think that is true.
I
It's
agree.
like there's a ferocious
Yeah.
like desire for them to make their. It's like there's certain stars that you can tell they're forcing these stars down our throat.
Dude, I
Like-
used to. I have this joke where I said white people used to really be good at picking their black celebrities. They're fucking falling off the fucking I'm sorry. Tyler Perry, are we really depending on this?
I
I
don't
would-
think white people
I
have
would
anything
argue-
to do with that.
I would
But
argue.
I think that the fact that he put money into his own shit
Right.
and made it easy for them, they were like, well, yeah,
no,
Tyler.
but Tyler Perry
I think
doesn't
that
have
they just
one
wanted
white.
a cut of money that he was going to get. I think that's what I think. What
I
were
don't
you
think
gonna say?
Tyler Perry has one white fan.
Neither do I. Although I met some girl in Orange County that liked his movie.
Besides that girl, though.
Yeah,
Right.
no, I agree.
So I mean, maybe it's just me, but I don't know. I don't know if they I don't know if they I don't know how like some people see me. I think people like me. I think I'm a crossover dude. I don't know. I do. I mean, my whole thing was just be funny on stage, be funny as you can. But then there's the business part. When I was warming up for Cosby, I warmed up the last Cosby show, the CBS one. When I was the warm up there, I remember going into his office a week after his son was murdered. I went into his office. He showed up to work again.
A week after he murdered his son. Go ahead.
A week after his son was murdered, he's like, I come in and I go, yeah, I just asked him for advice. I thought maybe he wouldn't give it to me or whatever. And he goes, you got to look at the word show business. He says, look at it, look at the word. You see, what is the bigger word? He says, business. You got to remember the business, son. That's what he kept telling me. And he goes, it's about the business. The show is like the small part about it. But we, as comics, are trained, just be funny as shit. Be funny. Just be funny. Right. Do your joke, because it's hard enough to get your act down, which people don't understand. It's so. And my girl, she's a business minded person, and she's like, your shit's not. I mean, it's hard work, but it's not harder than the business.
Right.
And I go, I think you're not giving credit to what joke creating takes a lot of work. I think they just look. It looks like we're fucking around, and just because I think when we're done, we get to hang out at a bar. They go, well, you're not working. I go, no, I'm telling you, finding an act is hard.
My girl just realized that it's like I'm at work. Like when I did that, I did the hour for Comedy Central and I did 2 tapings. Mm-hmm. And my girl has seen me bomb a lot. Like when she's there, the odds of me bombing go up exponentially.
Yeah, of course.
And it's just the rules. Yeah, it's literally just the rules.
They come and fuck up the air.
Yeah, and because you have to tend to them for 3 minutes up until 3 minutes before you go on. Yeah. And then she just realized like, oh, you don't want to be tending to me. I was like, no. And she goes, I'll tell you what, do your taping. If the first one goes well, then I'll come to the second one. Right. But if it doesn't, then I won't come. Right. And because she realized, like, oh, you can't be worrying about fucking, me and how if I'm happy and all that shit. It is truly. That's what I said. Like, I said to one of my agents, I was like, I'm just going to come to your job tomorrow. It's like when managers come to your taping and just sit in your fucking dressing room. It's like, motherfucker, you might as well be my cousin. You're just sitting there and I got to make small talk with you. Yeah. Like, I want to just be fretting. I want to be Can I worry?
Yeah. Let me fret.
Let me fret.
Hey, you ready, Matt?
Yeah, hey, how do you feel?
I'm ready.
I don't know. Shut up.
Ready for you to leave?
Yeah. Ugh. Why don't you go get me some work while I'm up here?
Yeah. Why don't you do so? All right. So
question.
So
yes, go ahead.
I don't know what my solution is. I look at my Twitter numbers. I look at I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe there's something I'm missing. I don't know what it is, but I'm trying to learn it. Maybe there's something I'm missing. Maybe you guys
Well,
Here's
you know what?
something
I
you can
would say
tell
to-
me. Give
to
me some
Dr.
advice.
Cosby, I'd say, look at entertainment industry. Actually, entertainment is bigger than industry.
That's fucked up. And I'm like this. So
Sorry.
why don't you put me on the show, motherfucker?
Yeah, he's like, no, you've got to look.
You got to look
That's
at
not
the paper.
that for now. Did you? All right.
Do you have any in your before this 7-year relationship?
Uh-huh.
Do you have any sex stories that really stand out to you as epic Godfrey sex? Because you're a good look. For those of you who don't know, Godfrey's perhaps the best looking comedian in the world. He's like a black Crystalia.
That's hilarious. Maybe
Well,
that's
you must have been through some shit, man. I mean, I want to hear the good stuff.
Really?
Do you think
know
of
what
yourself
it is,
as a
Gabby?
particular?
You know what? You don't seem to have any darkness, or you
Though
have
you're very
darkness
dark.
and physically you're as dark. You couldn't
You're
be
as dark
darker.
as they
Yes,
come.
they're darker.
There
No,
are,
they're-
of course.
they're-
There's. I mean,
they're
there's
purple dudes, dude.
Look, Yaphet Kotto is out there somewhere.
Yeah, he's like 72 right now.
Do you think of yourself as a particularly good looking dude? Do you think
I think
I got it?
You know what? I thought of myself as a regular, decent looking dude, like not ugly or anything.
Till you met another dude?
No, especially when I would audition, and I'm just letting you know, and I'm not lying. My manager didn't believe this. I would audition. I go, hey man, I'm telling you. Sometimes they'll say he's too good looking for the part, and they were like, bullshit. I go, it's not. I'm not lying to you. I'd rather it say, hey, he wasn't prepared.
Yeah.
His acting sucks, and they would be like, yeah, well, can we make him a little ugly? I'm not even bullshitting you. So that's when I was like, am I that
that's
good
what I'm-
looking?
well,
I
that's
didn't think
what
I
I'm-
was that. I thought I was decent looking, but I didn't think I was like, oh my God. I never
What
thought
I'm
You
you
saying
who's
is-
never gotten that note?
But
I've never gotten that note. I was
Say-
going to say
say good
Neal.
looking?
I was going to go towards you, Neal,
No.
but then I just thought,
they were
wow.
like, well, the star looks like that. We can't have him looking like that.
Here's
Right,
what I
we
was going to
told
say
that.
is, what is your darkness? Meaning, remember that time I said to you, stop doing impressions?
Yeah, you did, and I haven't. Because I imitated you telling me that.
let me hear it.
No.
Tell the story. No, because we were trying
You
to
know, I
have a
could
conversation.
get hot again.
That's hilarious.
I tell people that line,
That's
though.
hilarious.
But it was so important that you said that, because
Yeah.
you go, when motherfuckers be walking past you.
Oh yeah, no, I was talking about when like people will ignore me, and I want to go like, I could get hot again. Just FYI, you're all like, you think I'm not going to remember this?
Right.
I might start a podcast someday.
Yeah, like you don't think they
This-
are dying for me to be hot again. They'd love for me to be hot
This
again.
business is so But what were you saying? The
thing-
dark. My thing is, I think it's my my darkness would be
He just kills both of us.
And I think my misogyny.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. No, I forgot about that.
misogyny.
You're an actual misogynist?
Yeah. I'm
What do
a
you mean by that?
Just man, I need to be a little bit better than that. Like if let's say a female heckles me, I try my
I've
best
seen you go off.
to fucking bury the bitch.
Like,
I
it's
try to-
not fun?
I go, bitch, shut the fuck up. Shut your mouth. The fact that I can't punch your face in, shut your fucking
okay.
mouth.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
No. It's that attitude I have, and I need to cut that shit out.
What do you think
And then
that's
it
about?
transfers over to my girlfriend, where I'm just being shitty to her.
Where
Where
she's
she
just
did,
like, hey, Godfrey, like, bitch, shut
No,
the
no,
fuck
no, no.
up.
Yo.
Shut your
I don't
fucking
do it
mouth.
with the nostrils flared. But you did the nostril flare. Listen, bitch. Let me tell you something. Get my fish sticks. No, but the misogyny, I think that's what it is, and it's also.
What do you think
I
it is,
I
man? Why
play
is
like-
it?
I don't know, man.
No, that is interesting. I'm curious as to
I was
where
good.
misogyny.
I got two
My
guesses.
mother, I had a
I got
great
two
relationship
guesses.
with my
You did
mom.
have a good relationship with
Awesome.
your mother.
I
I
got
love
two
my mom.
guesses.
Big time.
One, see if I'm wrong. New York comic. I feel like all of them.
Well, what's funny is, immediately when you're like, bitch, you turn into Patrice, Bobby
Jim
Kelly,
Norton,
Bill
I mean,
Burr,
all of them,
Jim
yeah.
Norton rolled into
Nick
one.
DiPaolo.
Two.
Yeah.
2, Nigerian.
Nigerians are very misogynistic. Yeah, they're very, very chauvinist.
Is your dad like that?
My dad, both my parents are gone, but my father he treated my mother ran the house, man. My father never raised his voice to my mother ever. Never saw it. He
But
never.
did he have like?
Well,
can I
He's
speak
like,
to you?
Godfrey, come to.
Yeah. No.
Bitch, I will knock you out.
Give your mother a message for me.
Tell that bitch
Tell
that
her.
I will never raise my voice though.
Yes.
But tell the bitch that
Do
I
not
told
go
her I will
over
slice her throat.
When you get older,
Older.
and a woman
When
heckles you.
When a bitch tells you this,
Do not go
I will
over
never raise my
-4
voice.
decibels. It lets the bitch know that who is in
but
charge.
tell the bitch I will backslap her with my hand. You understand? But never yell at them. But no, my father was very respectful to my mom. Very, I don't know where it comes from. Maybe an insecurity within me, but I need to be better boyfriend to my girlfriend, especially because she's so real and truthful and she's helped me out. She's literally, I'm going to be real here. I fucked up so badly like 4 years ago with some management that fucked me. I mean, I was, one of those pro-black, yo, you black, let's work together shit.
That's not never worked out, but it's worked out like 1%.
I got fucked up. And almost.
Did he have a special name? Was it a regular name, or did he have like a
He had a regular name, but it was just
like
I was
hooky?
caught up in
Little hooky.
Right. I was caught up in some bullshit, and I she saved me pretty much. She saved me. I could have lost everything. Like I was.
You
fucked.
don't sign with someone because they're the same race as you, same gender as you, or you're related to them.
And then,
unless they're Jewish.
It's a dice roll sometimes when you mess with management. I was in L.A. blah blah blah, and she saved me from all of that shit.
Oh, like, she saw through the bullshit, kind of.
She saved me from everything. I don't even think I'd be doing comedy if it wasn't for her, dude. I'd probably be having a job plus doing this part-time shit. She saved everything for me because I made fucked up decisions because I thought I knew what the fuck I was doing.
Right.
And then I'm still being an asshole to her, This misogyny thing, like this ego shit, like, yo, relax,
Right.
And she was always right on whatever she was talking about. And I'm in a better place because of her. And
what do you think? Where do you think it emanated from? Like, is it? I always feel like misogyny comes from guys want to have sex with all women, and almost none of them will fuck us.
You really think that's it?
And particularly when there's no one more misogynist than a guy who's like 21, 22, because he's horny as fuck and has no faculties to get it. He has no game. He just is like, I want to fuck girls. And then but they won't fuck me. Fuck these girls. Fuck them.
Especially if they're not born rich.
Yeah.
They're not, it might be that they have this power that you're like, you fucking think you're the shit because your titties are out. Well, you are the shit.
Yeah.
I want
Bitch,
them.
you're right.
Oh, it's powerlessness.
Yeah.
I think it's a powerlessness, and that makes me insecure. And then you start to doubt, maybe I don't look good enough. Maybe I don't.
If Godfrey feels that way, then we're all fucked.
Yeah.
No, well, yeah. I mean, because listen, man.
Not every girl wants to fuck every guy. I can see. I know a lot of girls that wouldn't fuck you.
Right, wouldn't fuck me. Right, and
I keep them close because I really appreciate them not wanting to fuck you.
There were girls that'll be like, yes,
oh,
Moshe, and not me. No, it's
real talk.
that.
You don't have to worry about me. I got everything sewn up just fine. I'm not worried at all.
Where I'm coming from. You know where I'm coming from. It's
sure.
just, and so I think maybe it's that, and but I really need to get a grip and respect my girlfriend better because fuck that.
But I think you do. I mean, I've seen you with her a bunch of times.
Yeah.
And I never felt like...
My management calling me.
What?
Telling you to get off this podcast.
Want to call him real quick?
Yo, it's Young Hooky.
I'm trying to answer. I'm trying to answer them. I'm going to ansher them. I'm trying to...
Nah.
Yeah, but
Neal's
that's where I think it comes
told-
from. And I think that, maybe I don't know. There's a lot of mysterious shit with me, and I'm just trying to
I think would be... that I have a theory that could make you more successful if you were more open with the darkness.
You think so?
I think so because it seems like you're so full of light,
and I'm not.
No, I know. That's the thing. It's like you're so full of light.
I'm so full
that
of shit.
It seems like
you really think you're full of shit?
Yeah.
In
How
what
come?
way?
I'm a pretty
This just became WTF.
my personality is
motherfucker.
pretty cool. Like it's like
Right.
normal. I'm pretty in a decent mood.
I'd rather you be negative though. I like negative guys. That's why I told you we were the impression thing was you were doing an impression. We were in a conversation.
Yeah.
You were like Richard Pryor, and I was like, "What the fuck are you doing impressions for, man? Let's just have a conveation."
Right.
And
that's
like your discomfort.
But see what you just did. When you just told me that's what I mean. I might be talking myself out of a fucking normal relationship.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
I'm fucking myself
because you're so afraid to be dark.
Right, and I'm like, can I actually have a normal conversation with somebody instead of doing some stupid shit like that? And then my girl was telling me that. She goes, sometimes you fucking talk yourself out of shit, and people don't want to fuck with you. And not when your girl is saying this to you, I want to choke her. I want to go, shut the fuck up talking to me like that. No, I'm like this. So now you put me down. I'm just talking shit. So now you put me down, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
What the? And she's like, It's not about that. It's sometimes they can go, wow, this guy's talented, but you just fucking say shit and they go, nah, he's too much.
Right.
You know, and I'm like, fuck, man. In my head, I'm like, damn, she's fucking probably right. But I'm too mad, and I want to go, fuck what you're talking about. I'm the worst. I'm the worst. But I've been blessed to have someone that's so honest. She's so honest. But if I do something well, I get the best compliments, and I feel amazing.
Right.
And if I'm sucking, she'll go, wow, that really sucks, man. You gotta do. She's that finance. She's absolute.
Right.
You know, mathematical brain, smart than a motherfucker, like intelligent beyond. I can't even. If you watch how intelligent she is, you'll fucking get scared.
Right.
You know what I mean? So now I'm figuring this out. And when you told me that, I was like, fuck, that's what the fuck she was talking about.
Right.
But it's coming from Neal Brennan. But Neal is mean to a lot of people.
Oh,
so I didn't
know.
So me,
Godfrey,
Neal
I
is
know.
right. Neal is. But me and Neal have been like over the past maybe 2-3 years.
I have a reputation for being mean to people. I just don't have.
It's unearned.
I don't have I just don't want to listen to some bullshit. It's like I consider people talking bullshit to literally be air pollution.
Right.
It's literally like you're fucking up my entire. You might.
I love this is Neal's defense why he's not mean.
But see,
I'm
because
not mean. I just consider
because
people talking shit to be air
because
pollution.
I was always around his brother Kevin.
Yes, he's mean.
And Kevin's mean, but I've hung out with Kevin on some like when I was in Miami. And I saw his wife before she was his wife. I saw his head from far away. I was walking. They were sitting in a restaurant. And I go, that looks like Kevin Brennan's head. It was him. Yeah. And it was some Latin girl. And I said, yo, Kevin. He goes, hey, man, what's up? And we're talking. And this was a different Kevin. Like, this is my girl, my fiance, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And then when I started talking to Kevin, I'm like, yeah, you're a dick. But then there's this, like, other shit. When you're like, you can talk to the motherfucker. He makes a lot of sense.
Whereas with Neal,
no, but Neal is an ass too. This is the same thing.
Unless you sit and talk.
But
to
then
me.
there's a level of common ground where you go, oh, I get where this motherfucker's coming from.
I was an ass when you were doing impressions when we were talking, and then one was like, hey, you want to talk?
Right.
Let's talk.
Right.
Then I'll talk.
And you know what? This is what we don't get enough of in this business is people that are real with you. And go, yo, man, cut that shit out.
Yeah, and I'm fucking old dude at this point.
And you know what? But it's coming from Neal, so you go, but Neal's mean to everybody. Neal.
Maybe this is something constructive for you, Neal.
And this is what Neal did to me. Neal said, read this book called Ghost Chasers.
That's hilarious.
Was it Ghost Chasers or Light Chasers?
It was the Shadow Chasers.
Shadow Chasers. He goes, Godfrey. All those listen, you need to read this book. And he said something and gave me a solution.
I'm trying to help.
You don't get that. And I'm being real, and it ain't kissing your ass. This is what you fucking need. We don't get this. Motherfuckers will be like, motherfuckers will Jeff Ross you, man, and be like, hey, buddy, what's up? And you don't know that he's pissed at you.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy, what's going on? Fuck that. I want a motherfucker like Patrice. That's why I miss him so much. He would be like, hey, African, listen, nigga, you need to, motherfucker, no.
Yeah, and again, Patrice is the only guy who's ever called me with a compliment. Ever. Right. Fucking ever.
Right.
Literally, we had huge arguments.
Yeah.
Only guy ever called me on the phone to say he thought I was funny. Ever.
You see?
I never called you with a compliment.
No.
not even an implied one.
You texted like, "Oh, that was a good show."
Have I ever called you with an insult though?
Yes, but when you got it from Patrice, it was real.
Yeah, you knew it was real.
It
it's
was
like,
real.
look, I've been out here, man.
Yeah.
And I see phony motherfuckers.
Dude.
As much as you say, like, Neal's mean, when I say you think I won't be hot again, I'm being mean to myself. I'm saying I'm not hot right now.
Right.
But I might be hot
But you
again.
to sit in honesty like that.
Yeah.
It gets
Neal
no better than that.
In many ways, Neal is like a Buddha.
I'm out here doing fucking
like a
straight
little
up missionary
Irish
work.
Buddha.
You are doing missionary. You know what? This is almost therapeutic. You guys, you're bringing shit out of me because my girl and I gotta start giving her. She keeps it so real, and I go fuck. She goes I bet you if you would just learn to be fucking normal, and da da da. Shit'll start to change.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, where does that come? Just from like social angst? Just because I know that I used to be I can be annoying that way too. Mm-hmm. It's like going for bits.
Not to me, Neal.
But
Never.
I thought that you meet like she goes, when you see somebody like your peers, like you got Judah, you have a language. It's a normal language. It's an equal language.
Right.
When you see somebody that's bigger or can do something for you, she goes, you need to be in that same language.
Yeah.
No one's better than it. It's not about fuck status. Talk to them like you're a man.
Yeah.
Talk like a man. Don't go, oh, you're that guy, and be all fucking different and scratching when you ain't scratching, itching and shit like that.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, blah 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 blah. You're not better. You're not. It's not about like being too cool for the room.
No,
you got to find a balance.
Yeah.
And then I go, God, she makes so much goddamn sense.
Well, what happens when you're in a conversation with somebody? Like you just get a little itchy and you're like, I gotta fucking score.
I gotta do this prayer impression.
I go, God damn, this is crazy shit.
Hey, Godfrey, how are you?
Oh,
no, I know, but we'd be in front of the Comedy Store or in front of the Laugh Factory and be like, how's your night? And he'd be like, see, Richard be like, and it's like, dude, what are you doing?
That's
He's
weird
like talking
shit,
regularly to you, and then like some network exec comes
to
up.
God.
The thing
I
is,
swear to
suck
God.
my dick.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, and most
Because
men,
guess who else does that? Tracy does that constantly.
right.
Except somebody did an impression of Tracy at the Comedy Cellar,
Yeah.
which was like blah 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 blah. Oh hey, Mr. Seinfeld. Blah 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 blah. Like if Jerry Seinfeld comes in,
Right.
then Tracy stops doing that shit.
Right.
Like because I know Tracy for a long time.
Yeah, right.
Tracy's not like Tracy. Me and Tracy have long ass
Yeah,
conversations
yeah.
about serious
Serious
shit.
shit, right.
And he's not on some Tracy Jordan shit.
Right.
Right. So, but that's what I worry about is a lot of
Yeah.
times comics will be on that like,
Yeah.
blah, 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 and it's like,
But
dude,
you
let's
want to
just be
learn
it.
because I want to get better. I just want to get better at correct the shit that I'm fucking up as far as my personality, shit like that. And you want to work on yourself. It's like it's
Right.
hard. And in this business, man, you don't know. You like, okay, I'm supposed to be like this, right?
Yeah.
And da. But what if I'm just normal? They'll probably think, oh, he thinks he's fucking. Who is he?
Right.
I don't know. I'm. It's a dichotomy of what the fuck. So, fuck it. Just be yourself and just. And she goes, if people don't like you, fuck them. Like, fuck them.
The book was called The Dark Side of Light Chasers.
That's it, right?
Yes.
And she goes, if you don't, and then the lady says in the book, it's okay. It's okay to have your faults.
Yeah.
It's okay to be this. Be yourself. It's all
Yeah.
right. Be all right with you.
The premise of that book is the thing that you hate about other people is what you really hate about yourself.
Projection, yeah.
And you're constantly like, because I have a buddy of mine has a theory, which is every impressionist in the world secretly hates themselves, which is why they can do impressions so completely,
Right.
because they get to leave who they are
right.
and become Richard or Pryor.
Yeah.
Or become fucking whoever the impression is.
She said
and like a really good impressionist is just they're good because
Yeah.
they're so not themselves.
Yeah. And she said, she's like, you need to be more self-loathing. Like, really it's fuck the positive thinking shit. She goes, fuck that positive thinking shit. Like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna all this fucked up shit I'm doing, but let me think positive and then I'll get this.
Yeah.
No, why don't you think about how you fuck up so much?
Yeah.
And then correct
And
that.
be like okay with it. Instead of
Okay
being
with
like,
it.
no, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Right,
Like,
be okay
no
with it and
defensiveness.
work on the fuck ups. At least try. She goes, I work on myself every day. Work on the fuck ups and feel bad about those fuck ups.
Yeah.
And then you'll be okay.
What do you think the worst part of your personality is, Neal?
Superiority. Oh, you know what? This is because I've been thinking about this actually a lot. The question I always want to ask people, and I forget to ask them on the show, is what is the biggest test of your humility? Meaning, when do you get arrogant? I personally get arrogant when I find myself being defensive. I do it with you, pointing it to Moshe.
I'd be weird if it was Godfrey.
You and I will have our we'll both start doing it so that neither of us are hearing each other.
Yeah.
And I'll do it with my girlfriend where it's the first time where she'll have a thing and I'll just go like, yeah, go ahead and talk for 5 minutes about what is wrong, and I'll try to listen to you and not try to put the fire out. It's just like, well, maybe this is a real fire. And I can't just like, the fire's gone. Let's get the fuck out of here.
I'll tell you what is useful for me with my girl, being in a relationship for the first time in my adult life.
Wow.
Is I'm so self-identified retarded because I'm so too old to be doing this,
Right.
that I just assume I'm wrong because I just have no idea how to be in a relationship. I'm just like, you must be right about this. Honestly, I didn't know. Here's a fur coat.
That's a natural guy thing, though. I think
think?
because women, I think women automatically know. Well, they have stationery and they have nice clothes and stuff, so you take them more seriously. But also they are better at relationships. But that doesn't mean they're perfect.
No, they're not perfect, but I think the women they think more, they take in things. Just by genitalia, the way we're designed, they take in.
It's internal,
like
yeah.
Every time they have, even if it's a girl that you're just messing around with, she thinks about
They're also hyper analytical to the point where if you knew how analytical and how they pour over, it's not just text, it's fucking everything. Like you let go of my hand, for 3 seconds when we walked over that.
We were
waterfall,
talking about
and you're just
pictures
like,
the other day. She goes, "You stand closer to people than you do me," and I go, "It's the same fucking distance." And she goes, "You don't look like you want to be in the picture with me." I go, "What the fuck are you talking about?" They take all of that into consideration.
It makes them crazy.
Yeah,
What they do to their faces and their eyebrows, they do to relationships. Where they have to pick and fucking make it fucking how that's what they do with. So they're right and they're wrong.
Yeah, right. But that's what you said. That's superiority. You said it's your being naive in relationships.
I don't think that's my biggest my darkest part. That's just a part.
What is it? What's your darkest part?
Well,
since I came with everything.
The truth is, if I had before I got into this relationship, I probably would have said it's my inability to be in a relationship and my ability to just keep fucking. It got to places that were a little bit like, whoa, dude, come on now. Yeah. But now that I feel, not that that's solved in me, but now that that's not something that I'm focusing on, where's the darkest part of it? I mean, it is a very difficult. Here's just one thing. I always think I'm right in every. I always think that my opinion is correct.
Right.
Stop. Until.
No. I have the same thing, which is why we argue on the show.
Until the evidence is in front of me and I can't deny it, then I go, oh, okay, you got a point there. You know what I mean? Like,
I don't even think you'll say that. You'll be like, well, maybe. You'll be like, you know what? Now that I see this conclusive evidence, I'm going to consider reconsidering.
I hear what you're saying, but I think you're wrong.
Yeah, I think that's what's my big. Yeah, I think it's getting defensive, getting angry, blaming, pointing fingers. Fuck yeah, not looking at not holding myself accountable for shit. I'm like, well, it's because they didn't fucking, and it's like
people are like 50% blind spot.
Yeah,
our personality is just like, oh, there's all like I no longer take people's word for shit. It's like, what do you do? I don't care what you say you do, because you don't really know what you do. That's like there was a thing on like dating websites where people will have descriptions of themselves that will totally contradict what the people that own the website see them doing. Like, so they'll go, I love blondes, but they can see on the website that they're spending 90% of their time looking at brunettes.
Wow.
So people don't even know what you're like.
Wow.
And I feel like the podcast has actually been helpful with seeing. You know what's funny is I saw there was a behind the scenes thing for Schumer's show. And I'm in it like 3 times. And I see myself on set directing Schumer's show. And I'm like, oh, that's not what I thought I look like. I've actually thought about, and this
physically. Are you talking about physically?
Physically, but also spirit, like energetically. Like I look way harsher than I feel, which like I've had the thought, and I've had this thought a long time, which is just hiring a camera crew to follow me for 2 days so I can watch what I'm like. Because I don't.
It's called self-improvement Hollywood style.
But it's also
just like conquistador's beard. So
well, now it's wonderful.
It's like
no, but you know what I mean. Like, because you'll see video of yourself and you're like, oh, I didn't think. Like hearing the podcast.
That's crazy.
And you'll say you cut me off too much, and I'll be like, man, you know, and then I'll listen and be like, yeah, I do cut you off too much. Or the people say that me and Moshe will cut the guests off too much, and they're right. And I think that like a bit of there's only so many ways to be aware that aren't just like a recording of yourself,
right?
Or it's someone videotaping you, and they're like, oh, all right, I gotta.
Yeah. Well, it's very hard to argue with a recording. You can't be like, no, this motherfucker's tripping. It's like there's no motherfucker.
I've watched DVDs of myself when I was like, I would go crazy on hecklers and stuff, and I said, let me watch this shit, and I'd be like, no, but the dude was a douchebag, And I watched it and I go, man, they were right. What
You
the
ever-
fuck is wrong
And there's
with
no
me?
other way to. Yeah, that's the
No.
thing. It's like you
And
need an external.
That's funny.
Objective
I've gotten
truth.
from audience members before when I'll go off on a heckler.
Yeah.
But you know that kind of heckler situation that they're being annoying, but
Yeah.
you make them awful so that you can really destroy
Right,
them.
right.
And then the person in the audience will always write you, that fucking blah, blah, blah was fucking being an asshole.
Yeah.
And then I really created that situation.
Right.
I didn't
But
need
you don't
to
want to
keep-
give them that, though.
Yeah. They go, what an asshole
Yeah.
that person was. Like, actually, the real asshole there was me, but maybe I'm so skilled or maybe you're so on my side because I'm the performer, you didn't even notice.
And you know
I
what's
could have
fun-
changed the subject anytime.
Right. And when someone gives you advice on how to do it and they're not performers, you're like, shut the fuck up talking to me.
Uh-huh.
And you know what I did? I said, okay, this week, guess what I'm going to do? My girlfriend said, don't be so harsh to women. She goes, no, don't let them talk shit to you, but don't do that misogyny shit. Find a better way. And I said, fuck it, I'm going to do it. And you know what? I'm not going to lie. This shit worked like a charm. I was like, a girl said something to me, and I go, that's cool. That's cool. I totally blew it up. And it was like they loved me. They were like, oh.
Yeah, that's
It fucking worked. It worked.
Yeah, that's the thing that the last 2 years of my life have been. If there was a title chapter for the chapter, it would be like, maybe I am an asshole. You know what?
Is this going to be the
Maybe
title of this
it's
episode?
It's like
Maybe.
Chappelle's old joke about the Incredible Hulk, where it's like, who gets in that many fights? After a while, it's like, motherfucker, maybe it's you.
Right.
And that's how it feels where it's like, you know what? Maybe this many people, they're all agreeing about something. They're all not saying something.
There's
So let me really look at it.
There's this saying, when no one else measures up, it's time to check your yardstick.
Yeah, there you
Right.
go. That sounds like
Right.
some AA shit.
Right.
Maybe it is.
Yeah.
No, but you know what? I'm learning. Yeah, man. I need to fucking check myself. Like, really check my shit and fucking check my shit.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah, that was like Patrice got way better with the misogyny thing because his
Yeah.
act didn't change that much.
No.
From the half hour on HBO to the hour on Comedy Central.
Right.
But he figured out a way to talk about women that wasn't just like, I fucking hate you.
Right.
You deal with it. You deal with my hatred. He like tried to come at it from a position of empathy and like, see, no, y'all are miserable creatures,
Right,
and that's
right.
cool.
Right. And it made it even funnier, man. It made it even better. Like, I thought it wouldn't work that way. I was like, no, you're fucking interrupting the comp. This is my fucking art form. And I was like, wait a minute. You know what? Who's the guy that opens up for Mark Maron? He made a really
Bryan
good point.
Singer?
The bearded guy.
Kyle Kinane?
No, not Kinane. The other, he's weird, very strange, got glasses.
I don't know.
He
who you're
opens
talking
up for
about.
Mark Maron. He's like, he's very weird.
Oh, Mike Lawrence.
Is that Michael Lawrence? Because we were watching the bombing thing on the TV downstairs in the lobby, and he goes, he talked about the Paul Mooney thing because you heard about Paul Mooney.
No,
saying,
what'd he do?
Oh, yeah, Paul Mooney's like, I'm glad the white people got blown up and shit, and people walked. It was just bad. It got into the press. And
Oh,
everything.
really?
Yeah. Paul
Paul
Mooney's
Mooney.
not the clever dude. He just says what he says, and so even what's his name said, I don't understand when comics we like to push the envelope, but he goes, you know what, we gotta like be human first. Like, he just made a good point. Like, we're human beings, man. I like how we used to use I'm a comic to fucking be inhumane.
To say whatever. Like,
And that's-
I'm just being real.
Right. That's exactly what he said. Like, I'm just
Right.
being real. He goes, how about be a human being first?
Yeah.
Let's start being human beings first. And then, but he made a good point. I was like, and he's as weird as he is. I go, damn, that's fucking good.
Yeah,
You're right.
Well, that's what the year of maybe you are an asshole chapter has been like. Well, all this shit that I want from other people.
Yeah.
And I had this argument with Maron too. And I brought Patrice up.
Yeah.
About it's like you want all of this generosity from people, and yet you're not generous.
Right.
You want all this like spiritual generosity of
Yeah.
like.
You're talking about you.
I'm talking about me. I'm talking about like in the conversation with Mark.
Yeah.
I was like, Patrice, the biggest dickhead on the planet.
Yeah.
At least was nice enough to call.
Right.
And at least was not. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so all this shit that you want that I want from other people. It's like,
Yeah.
well, am I doing that? Well, then maybe shut the fuck up.
Right,
Until
right.
you start doing it.
I think about like all this stuff that we are always, all this ego and artifice and performance and arrogance and career
Yeah.
and obsession. At the end of it all, you just die.
That's it.
You just are gone.
Done.
You're
Yeah.
dead.
Dead.
And, like, you're not gonna care.
A pile of.
Yeah.
I was watching that movie Bernie, the Jack Black movie where he kills Shirley MacLaine.
Oh wow.
And it opens on he's a mortician and it opens on a morgue. And I looked at my girlfriend and I was like, we're all just fucking garbage.
That's where we're
Yeah,
going.
right.
We're all
just
going there.
garbage with personalities.
It's like-
ultimately we're just garbage with a
that's
personality.
it.
And then once the fucking blood stops flowing, goodbye personality, hello garbage.
Hello, garbage. That's
So
it.
we're all just this big pile of human meat that has got one opportunity to experience life. And if we're all busy with ego and pretending to be something and career, it just at the end just flitters away and
That's
none of it
it.
fucking mattered. And
That's
you're like,
it.
oh yeah,
Crazy.
but I did get that deal. Like, oh, but you didn't enjoy yourself. Oh well, you're dead.
All you
It's
can do,
inevitable. I look at like old school dudes, like when I watch like a Dean Martin roast or something. I just look at all these amazing, famous, and they're all just piled. They're garbage. It's like
They're garbage.
they were here. They had cars.
Yeah.
They did this.
Yep.
They were at
Yeah.
the Sands. They were
And now a dog could eat him, and he
Even
couldn't give
beyond
shit
that,
about it.
Dean Martin is a great example because he wasn't as famous as Sinatra and Sammy
And
Davis.
Jerry, yeah.
In another 100 years, people won't even know who the fuck that was.
Yeah.
He was a famous motherfucker.
Fucker.
And
Yeah.
in 100 years, 150 years after he's dead, no one will even remember him. You'll have to
it's-
go to a library on
So-
fucking,
Yeah.
a microfiche and be like, oh, I really this guy.
Microfiche.
I think what we're saying is go to Brazil and fuck hookers.
Yeah, enjoy your lives, everybody.
Or you're a
ASAP.
pile of meat.
No, but it is like love something. We can agree that we should all love something.
Yeah,
love
we should.
something, and if you can't love something, go to Brazil and pay
And
to love
have
something.
and also try to feel good.
Yeah.
Try to fucking feel good. Like,
But-
oh, this feels good.
Yeah,
There's so
but-
much,
but
there's
how
a
about
premium
feel-
put on like pain and all this
But
shit. It's like, no,
feeling
enjoy
good
yourself.
about like you working on yourself, though. Feel good about like, you know what? I'm addressing my problem, and I actually. But I think you should earn a feel good. Like it should be a real feel good, not
Right.
a phony feel good. And you're putting a fucking Band-Aid over the wound. No, fucking
Right.
like know what the fuck the cause is, and work on that shit, and be miserable a little bit. Be in your misery to work
Sure.
on it. It's like writing, dude. You a writer.
worst.
That's but it's the
worst
backbone
job in
of
the
what
world.
motherfuckers don't want to do. None of us go, man, I want to do my own show. And people go, you have a lot. You need to write your own shit, or at least lay down some ideas. But no one will do that. No one will do
Right.
the dirty shit. You know what I mean?
Well, why don't you tell us to
Let me
enjoy
just be
our
positive.
lives? Tell us to enjoy our lives and be positive and be ourselves in a Richard Pryor voice.
I'm just saying, Jack. You motherfuckers need to be yourself. Shit.
And that's our show. Godfrey, ladies and
Yo,
gentlemen.
this was awesome. Peace.
Dramatic, nigga. MMG, nigga.
Now you're fucking with the champs.
Stunting on my old hoes, styling on my haters. Presidential is rose gold, say it's time to get paper. Glock 10 with that laser. Fuck around me, Joe Maker. Everyone got me busy. Fuck around with them papers. So I can't smoke no kush. I can't smoke no kush. But I run through them hoes. And I ain't talking about Richard Bush. I say, y'all fuck niggas so bold. Hoes ain't never gonna look. In the kitchen with that Pyrex. And the 9-piece let me cook that. Hold up. I went and bought a Phantom cause I wanted to. And now I try to say it was stunning, dude. Real nigga, 100 proof. I'ma need 100 M's to make me comfortable. Stunning on my old hoes, styling on my haters. Presidential is rose gold, say it's time to get paper. Big crib with no neighbors, ball hard but no Lakers. And 100 rats on my chain, all them hoes know my names. I be flexing on these niggas. I be flexing on these bitches. I be flexing on these niggas. I be flexing on these bitches. All I know is just flex. Shitting on my ex, bad hoes on my team. Dick them down like next I rock. YSL so fresh, fly hell no jet. Waves on 3-6, make that pussy get so wet. She say I'm cocky, I say that's not me. She call me Poppy, and I say Venaki. Wrist sweat on hockey, push box like Ali. My sneaks they Bali, in my hood I'm probably just rolling around in that ghost. Watching out for them folks, heat on my hip. Trump foot of that work, I say my shooters like dirt. 10 racks and you murder. I put that on your head, nigga. First weekend you dead, nigga. I bottle pop. I model pop. Pull up on the bikes. Let the throttle pop. Niggas know I'm nice. And I got a lot. Like fuck your car. I bought a block. Cutting all of my old hoes. Styling all of my haters. Presidential is rose gold. Say it's time to get paper. Big crib with no neighbors. Ball hard but no Lakers. Spend 100 racks on my chain. All them hoes know my names. I be flexing. Flexing on these niggas. I be flexing. Flexing on these bitches. I be flexing. Flexing on these niggas. I be flexing. Flexing on these bitches. Oh, I don't chase no bitches. I just chase my dreams. We ride around so dirty in this whip that's so clean. My old head she 30, but that dick sucks so mean, and that pussy just so good. For that pipe, she my fiend. On that pint, I just lean. Perp got me bent. If you ain't talking about money, you ain't got no sense. Smell it on my clothes. Work got that scent. In that kitchen with them birds, bout to serve up. That's the hold up. OZs and whole keys, straight white and no trees. Gray, white and OCs, and they might just OD. I stay tight with OGs. They know I'm real, nigga. Pocket full of them racks, in my bank account me mil, nigga. Stunting all of my old hoes, styling all of my haters. Presidential is rose gold. Say it's time to get paper. Big crib with no neighbors. Ball hard but no Lakers. Spend 100 racks on my chain. All them hoes know my names. I be flexing on these niggas. I be flexing on these bitches. I be flexing on these niggas. I be flexing on these